This is my woman. I've claimed her. I'm married, but I've taken this one as well. And I've got an invitation for her, marked with a T for Tea Party. And she'll get that today when she comes in.
What are some of the goals of the Tea Party movement and of this convention?
We're here to help change America.
To embrace the Constitution.
Lower taxes, lower spending.
Focusing back on the principles that made our country what it is.
The Tea Party is not out to form a new political party. They're just trying to get good people in there and get bad ones out of there.
So you better get off your couches, forget about your Super Bowl games, and pick up your muskets and your teapots and get out there and start banging some heads in Washington. How's that? And if we run into John Murtha, it's a shame that they don't allow dueling anymore, because I'll take him out at 9 paces.
What are some of the problems that you and the Tea Party have with the Obama administration?
I don't like big spending. I don't like big government.
Yeah.
I like individual freedom. And I want the U.S. Constitution again governing this country.
And how do you think it hasn't been recently?
How it hasn't been? Whew. Where do I start? Let me think. We don't even have the Constitution recognized as the governing document for determining who can run for president. Think of that.
The Founding Fathers would be very disappointed to know that we really don't have an actual citizen of the United States being in the presidency.
Mr. Obama, according to national databases, used as many as 39 different social security numbers.
The Constitution says that you must be a natural born citizen of the United States of America. Why do we have to pass another law?
He is so tippy-toed that he will not just automatically show you his birth certificate.
Are you happy that you're receiving support from the Tea Party movement?
I would say 99% of people here know who I am, and they've been telling me that they're great supporters of mine.
Every reputable research or news organization has come back with the same thing, which is that there's no evidence to suggest he wasn't born in Hawaii.
But is there evidence to suggest that he was?
Well, yes, there is. There's papers from the hospital that he was born in.
Well, I understand that some of the news organizations has verified it. We really haven't seen it. But the biggest thing is, now when you talk
Even Bill O'Reilly, for instance, says there's nothing to suggest that.
I know, and he's a benchmark for credibility, that's for sure. So anyway, but he is.
Unless you can prove he was born in another country, say Kenya, or or his real birth certificate shows up and it's not like U.S. or something. There's nothing there. Now, a bigger concern of me though is Obama will not release his college transcripts.
What do you think the media's been on all this?
Where?
Yeah, the media seems to.
The media, except for maybe Fox, maybe talk radio, overwhelmingly they're carrying Obama's water. Everybody knows it, even they know it.
It's like you guys are in there, but then when you get the clip, I go back to my room, I want to throw a glass at it because it's so biased.
We're not what has been depicted about by a lot of news medias that...
What are they depicting? We heard that earlier tonight from a couple people. I'm just trying to get a sense of this.
Well, I don't know that clearly that there's no diversity. There isn't, but it's not like anyone's being held back from being here.
The most courageous individuals in the United States of America at this time in our political family are African American descendants of slaves who are committed conservatives.
A lot of the black families were pulled into that socialist way of thought.
Do you think Obama's continuing that?
Mr. Obama is a socialist, and by definition, socialism is not American and needs to be defeated.
Tell us about this flag. We see this flag a lot in the Tea Party movement. What's its significance?
Don't tread on me means don't paint me in the corner. Like when you step on a snake, I'll strike. What we're seeing now is the government getting too big. It's so big now that I don't believe Congress and the president can probably even stop the momentum.
I've been in communist countries, and they are not pretty. It is
Do you
not
think that
nice.
do you think that the Obama administration has been pulling us in that direction?
Definitely.
So Sarah Palin certainly excited the Tea Party movement. Why do you think that is?
I think what she believes on a fiscal conservative basis overlaps almost on top of what the Tea Party movement is.
She's not afraid to stand on the Christian values that this country was founded on.
I think she really cares about our country. She's sincere.
Has she encouraged you in any way?
Oh, yes, she's my buddy on Facebook. And I've been to a dinner with Sarah Palin before. This would not be the first one.
She's such a good woman, family-wise, and I believe everything I've heard from her.
After she signed up to be my friend on Facebook, 16 congressmen signed up to be my friends on Facebook. Most of Fox News signed up to be my friends.
If she were elected to office, what would you like to see her do?
I think she'd do like Bush, put the right people in office.
Sarah Palin, and just like George Bush before. I mean, a lot of the reasons we love George Bush.
She can make common sense out of simple things. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to be a PhD. You don't have to be a lawyer. You got to be a good person. And that's what our country is founded on. And that's why we love Sarah.
My gosh, her husband is, built his own house, him and some of his buddies. He's a very strong man, I think a handsome man, and he's a man's man.
I love Sarah because she's been so maliciously attacked by the left wing of this country.
We like Sarah Palin because she will stand up for what's right, no matter what.
Have your lanyard, show them to me.
And I am a big supporter of this movement. I believe in this movement. America is ready for another revolution, and you are a part of this. The Obama-Pelosi-Reid agenda, it's going to leave us less secure, more in debt, and more under the thumb of big government. Now, in recent weeks, many of us have grown even more uneasy about our administration's approach to national security. The events surrounding the Christmas Day plot reflect the kind of thinking that led to September 11th. That scares me for my children, for your children. Treating this like a mere law enforcement matter places our country at grave risk. Because that's not how radical Islamic extremists are looking at this. They know we're at war. And to win that war, we need a commander-in-chief, not a professor of law standing at the lectern.
Do you think it was fair for her to politicize national security issues?
Absolutely.
Why is
absolutely.
that?
Because George Bush, for 8 years, I was in New York on September 11th. I watched the second tower, the plane go through the second tower. I watched those towers come down. And given what you can, George Bush kept this nation safe for 8 years. Since Obama's been president, already 3 attacks or attempted attacks.
Now, of course, Democrats are saying, in fact, the only successful attack on our domestic soil was under George Bush. And, just as you have the underwear bomber, you had the shoe bomber under George Bush.
Exactly.
So how can anyone say that Obama's doing a worse job?
Because after the shoe bomber, there were no more.
As everybody points to Bush, you Democrats point to Bush. Bush did this, Bush did that. I'm a country boy.
Sure.
And if I turn to you and I say, now listen, if you stick your tongue out at me again, I'm going to knock you flat. All right, you stuck your tongue out at me again, and I didn't knock you flat, what would you think? You think I ought to blow hard, wouldn't you?
I think that within the next 3 months, this country will be attacked, or we will come so close. I really do. Because you can't take a terrorist like the Christmas Day bomber and put him in a New York court. You put him to a military tribunal.
He is taking the terrorists out of the military purview, and he's bringing them to the United States and trying to try them as citizens of this country.
But for a movement that pretends to be about constitutional rights, Miranda rights are guaranteed in the original Bill of Rights, the Fifth Amendment. So if you're not about constitutional rights, what makes us different from other countries if we don't extend those to the people that we prosecute?
Because they are foreign terrorists. They're not American citizens.
So what are their rights?
What are their rights?
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, they have no rights.
I think you saw tonight we're not We're not these radical teabaggers. We're, like I said, we're from all walks of life.
Some people have been, criticized, like, look what they're wearing, or look at this, look at that. They look so strange. Well, look at America.
We've had enough change you can believe in ain't working.
Right.
So come November, I think you're going to see some changes you can count on.
I am hopeful that in 2012, Mr. Obama goes by the wayside and lays in the curb of history.
Barack Obama. He's the reason that it all started.
A movement that is about the people and for the people. Remember, all political power is inherent in the people, and government is supposed to be working for the people. That is what this movement is about.